absorb some local color through the magic of AM radio.
Harkens me back to my youthful, careful days on the playgrounds of Forest Park School and my gifted days.
And what you're gifted, all right. What were you gifted at?
Well, I guess I had some issues.
Detention?
There. Yeah. When my dad told me I wouldn't plan on going to Harvard anytime real soon.
You're going to have to get in touch with me. We're gonna link all the volunteers via satellite cell phone so that we can put out the message immediately, because you remember the problem we had in January. We had to have Governor Walker come in with the National Guard. It was horrible.
Steve, listen to me. Bring your own microphone, piece one.
Okay, Captain Ron, you've been doing this so well for the last few weeks. So go ahead, make my day.
Oh, great one with the magic pen.
Oh, boy, he wants that microphone forever, doesn't he? Now, you got to visualize this. We put a statue of Pete on this. Put him on wearing like a hard hat and flannel shirt, tool belt, snow shovel.
You mean like from the Village People?
Yeah, yeah, a couple of...
Now, wait a minute here.
Good morning, Kenosha. This is Uncle Scotty Barter, and welcome to the all-new Kenosha Today Weekly Report, coming to you live from Studio A here at WLIP AM 1050 on your radio dial, streaming across the snowy and thawing cornfields of the Midwest, reaching out to over 50,000 homes here in the Tri-County area. Being brought to you this morning by the Boathouse Pub and Eatery, Casey Family Options, and a host of other very fine local businesses. Rejoining us this morning after being away on assignment last week, traveling down to Fantasyland, helping the Ethics Board look for more lame excuses to dismiss complaints. The big dog, little Stevie, is here in our trolley barn.
Good morning, Kenosha. How are you, Scott?
Really good. We're.
I'm not so excited to be here today.
Why is that?
I got nothing to say.
Okay, well, thanks for coming. We're going to get your full and complete update in a moment, but after all, you are the watchdog of the community.
I like to think of myself as a serious journalist.
That's right. Got to thank Pat Giuliani for attempting to fill your shoes. There's a guy, you just can't stop him. This guy, you just can only hope to contain him.
Cosmetically challenged.
That's right.
Pat Giuliani.
However, he did give me a very valuable tip, and I got to thank Giuliani for this. He gave me a tip on how to grill 4-ounce fillets. And you know what, Pat, if you're listening, I got to thank you, because I never thought about grilling steaks using ball bearings. That's brilliant. That's just brilliant.
Now, we're going to talk a little bit more about your choice of meat, but we'll get to that in a little while.
Also joining us this morning, our video coordinator, Channel 14's Volunteer of the Year, Captain Ronnie Muttersbach, joins us here at Camp Happy Face.
Good morning, Captain Ron. Good morning, everyone. You like my tie?
Yeah.
The St. Patrick's Day tie.
Sharp tie.
It's green. My wife bought it. Watch it. You were about to say something, but you're not offending me. You'd be offending my wife, and you really don't want to do that.
I haven't upset a woman
since yesterday.
Yeah, well, late last night. And engineering the Kenosha Today train right this morning, filling in for Pistol Pete Surgeon, who's away on assignment. Do we actually know where he is and why?
Yeah, I'm sworn to secrecy, though.
Oh, so maybe sending out resumes. Taking job security to an all-time low, Scott DeLabio's here.
Well, I got to tell you, Scott, this is not going to be something you want to put on your resume.
I mean, well,
you know what? He's doing this research for his new book, Avoiding Bad Career Decisions, and apparently Scott's working with Seattle Seahawks head coach Pete Carroll and Brian Williams, so he's got that going for him.
Well, what's the Pete Carroll thing? I don't get it.
Pete Carroll job decisions?
At the Super Bowl?
At the Super Bowl? You pass on the 1 yard.
Okay, you know what?
Focus, will you?
Yeah, okay.
I thought you were the watchdog and a serious journalist.
Hey, listen, I lost the whole season. I lost the whole month of January because I was in the hospital, and the Super Bowl was like a non-issue to me. It really was, unfortunately.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
But now I get the joke. That's kind of funny.
Yeah. Scott, you wrote
Thanks,
this.
Steve. Thanks, Steve. It's a vote of confidence.
Who haven't heard, we are now here each and every Saturday morning from 10 to noon.
Yeah, what the hell are we going to talk about for 2 hours?
Bringing you 2 hours of solid rock'em nothing. Sock'em nothing.
Wait, this is 2 hours?
Oh, they didn't tell you?
No.
We got to leave at 11?
Ron's got to leave at 11.
We'll shut it down at 11 today.
Ron says he's got to use an excuse. Talk about lame excuses for the ethics board. He's using an excuse. He's got a infected molar.
Cry me a river.
Cry me a river.
I'll be crying if I don't get to the dentist.
Here's a phone call.
I think we have a phone call.
I wonder who this might be. Start the day. Good morning. You're on Kenosha Today.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning, Shirley.
Welcome back, Steve.
Why, thank you. I like to keep everybody honest by missing every now and then.
Did you have a nice birthday?
I had a wonderful birthday.
Great.
Yeah, I actually went out to dinner with some friends and my family, and Yeah, had a really nice.
We enjoyed
nice
the big
birthday.
cake that Shirley sent over here. It was big. What about 4 or 5 layers chocolate?
I'm still trying to get a piece of her cherry pie that she was making a few weeks ago.
Yeah, now I got a pumpkin pie in the oven.
You know what?
Pumpkin.
I got to
I'm
tell you,
hungry for
Shirley,
pumpkin
pumpkin's not my favorite.
Well, I had made so many apple cherry, I thought something different.
Hey, Shirley, we're going to go to daylight savings time.
I know.
And so they're going to lose an hour.
Right.
What are you going to actually lose? Anything special? Because we got a number of things.
Well, you're supposed to turn the clocks back or forward at 11 o'clock this morning. So actually, we're only on the air for 1 hour today.
A loophole. A loophole. Where'd you get your lawyer's degree?
But in the fall, we pick up an hour, so we're on for 3 hours. Now, that would be interesting.
Yeah, this time
Scott, you want to put in for vacation time now?
Yeah, let me know when that happens.
Yeah, when we go to bed, we set the clocks tonight.
Yes.
Yeah, but we move them spring forward, fall back, right?
Right.
So which means you're going to focus now, Shirley. You're going to lose something. What
Well,
are you going to lose?
I'm going to have to go to bed at 7 o'clock tonight rather than 8.
You know, that's about right, Ron. You know, in my case, one of the things I'm going to lose is cooking 4-ounce fillets. I can only cook them well done.
Yeah,
Well,
okay.
I want to lose all this darn snow we got.
All right.
Well, it's coming, Shirley. It's going to be in the 50s next week.
I know. I can't wait because right now in this snow, I can't get around much because it's just too dangerous.
Now, are you going to be at the Piggly Wiggly tomorrow morning?
I doubt it.
You doubt it?
Not
Okay.
yet, no.
Well, can I pick you up anything?
Oh, boy.
A boy? You want a boy?
A man, yeah.
Well, you know what? It's funny you should say that because we have our song, and I can see why you want Steve to pick up a boy. Scott, you ready for this? Shirley?
Yep, I'm ready.
I don't know. I'm not sure which one you want here.
Boys to men.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Let me see if I can find it here.
Hello, is this on?
Here's how we're going to lose an hour right here.
Yeah.
You got it?
I can't find it. I don't know how Pete has all of this set up.
well,
Well, that's okay.
I'll-
I
That's
won't
all
get
right,
it
Shirley.
anyhow, so,
I can hum a few bars.
well,
yeah, hum a few bars.
all right. That's
Well, anyways.
all right.
You
Well,
help me. I'm not good at this.
Well, Shirley, we hope you're feeling better.
it might be under Shirley.
Thank you. Yeah, I think I'm gaining.
Well,
Steve, I'm so glad you're back.
what about us? We're here
You know,
each and every one.
I hear that a lot. I hear that a lot through the course of the week.
Did you get your birthday card?
Yes, I did. Thank you so much, Shirley.
Oh, I'm glad you got it.
Well, now, when is your birthday?
January 15th.
Oh, we
I
missed
think
it.
I knew that, yeah.
Son of a gun.
Although I didn't send you a card. I'm getting
That's
better.
okay.
I'm getting better at sending cards. There are people who just love to send cards.
I do.
Yeah, and there are people who just don't do that so well. But I think the older you get, the more important that is to you. Now, I've never sent Scott a card, probably never will. You know.
Is it the
his
stamp or
birthday
the
wasn't
thought?
long ago, right?
What's that?
Scott, your birthday wasn't long ago, was it?
65 years ago.
Yeah.
November. Mark it on your
November?
calendar.
Okay.
So, all right. Well, since we don't have a song, you just want to pick one at random? Pick anything.
Anything?
Anything. Anything. Just close your eyes and hit the
I
button.
find that this is highly efficient and educationist for my brain.
There you go, Shirley.
I heard that song, I think, on Lenny's show, but
Well, you heard it here first. We don't care about that. So.
okay.
All right, Shirley, have a good weekend.
Yeah, you
Remember
too.
to-
I'm so glad everybody's back, except for Pete. Bye-bye.
I'm still here, Shirley. It's okay.
Yeah, hi, Scott.
Hi, Shirley.
I'm glad you're there, Scott.
Thank you,
thank you.
Shirley.
I'm glad you're there.
All right.
Now,
Bye.
I gotta do a shout out for somebody, Scott.
Okay, go ahead.
Now, my surgeon was Dr. Jen Dolly, and one of his right-hand women, her name is Mary, and Mary's got a mother who lives in Union Grove and sits at her coffee table every Saturday morning and listens to us, at least listens to me. When I'm not here, I believe she probably turns the radio off.
Well, if she's sitting there with coffee, it's probably best to take this show if you add a little some rum chata back in there. You know.
Well, and I
It
don't
makes
know
it-
her name, but it's Mary's mother in Union Grove, so I told Mary I would tell her I would say hello. So
More
hello to Union Grove.
Mary, there's more good news, boys and girls. Tomorrow at noon, each and every Sunday, you can tune in here at WIPM and listen to the replay of this show. So if you happen to pass out,
Yeah, they replay you. They must like us.
I don't understand it. But,
No, it's probably because you paid a bill every week, which brings me to my next question.
I don't know. Yeah, we paid the bill, but I don't know if we have. You want to just guess on this one too?
I think I know which one you
Well,
want
I
to
got to ask you anyways. Did you?
play that same one
Because I've been told that if you don't, this is paid broadcasting. Everybody knows that. Proudly paid by our sponsors. And
That's the only. That's not it. Oh yeah. Here's free ride. This is Radio Free Ray.
There, Radio Free Ray. Just wanted to make sure that you wrote the check this week. Did you write the check?
Well, Scott's here. We're here. They wouldn't let us in.
I've been told if you don't write the check, they take you off the air rather abruptly.
History. All right, let's get to your blockbuster. Last week you were on Wayne assignment, and we sent you down to help the ethics board find more complaints, excuses. So what'd you find out?
I don't understand the whole thing. I still don't understand the whole thing.
Well,
I mean, this is the deal. And correct me if I'm wrong, but
we will.
did they? You know, you've got an ethics board. It clearly, if you don't attend meetings, it clearly falls within a violation of the ethics law. Yeah. Did you attend the meetings? Yes or no? And did you have an excuse? Yes or no? That's what it boils down to.
Well, this is I read this last week. Unless excuse for particular meetings of the committee to which an older person is appointed, attend each duly scheduled regular and special meeting of the committee. I mean, pretty clear cut right there.
Well, yeah.
And so we're not quite done with this.
No, you can get into a gray area when you start talking about what's an excused absence and what isn't. You know.
Well, you
and
call
again,
the chairman.
And every time I bring up attendance, I got to tell you, I had one of the poorest attendance records on the city council. But did I mention I was reelected for 22 years?
No, it's the first time this has come up.
That's the first time it's come up.
today.
I used to be an alderman, and to this day, still don't. Probably couldn't find the council chambers at all.
With a bass fiddle?
With a bass fiddle, which, by the way, brings
Ronnie.
me to my next thing. You know, I was criticized by two people, someone who I work with and another woman who I met in the workplace through the course of us conducting business. She says she didn't think that I could say ass on the radio. So, because, of course, we were talking about favorite sayings, and at the time I said, my favorite saying is, you know, he's so dumb he couldn't find his ass with a bass fiddle, and I keep telling you what that means. But I was criticized for saying the word ass, so I got to apologize to everybody because I said the word ass. And if
you said it about 6 times in the last 30 seconds.
Right. I will not say the word ass on the radio ever again. Scott, now I'd like to apologize to you, Scott, both Scotts, and to Captain Ron for saying the word ass. I will not say the word ass again.
Maybe I should file a complaint
and anybody
against
who
you.
calls in is offended, I'll apologize to them for using the word ass.
262-694-1050. I thought we had a bunch of topics to talk about.
We got nothing. I told you we got nothing. That's why I didn't even want to be here.
Well, you know, this was a. Let me start with what is this? A Voice of the People by John Valesky, and he was talking about downtown wilderness. You know, about removing the snow. And I was talking to my good friend Mike Bjorn, and, you know, the ordinance says property owners are obligated to plow, shovel, or path from their storefronts to the curb for pedestrian movements, and snow must be cleared from private property owners obligated within 24 hours or risk a fine. Well, if I'm an alderman and I don't have to play by the rules, why should you have to do this? Why should anybody have to play by the rules?
Is that a rhetorical question?
Don't be an ass, will you? Good morning, you're on Kenosha Today.
Hello?
Yes, who's this?
My name is Christine.
Okay, Christine, go ahead.
I am incensed. You guys are telling me that they let go of Cobb. I did not hear this. That's the situation? They let go of Randall Cobb?
I didn't hear that.
I thought that's what they just said on the radio.
What radio?
You may have been listening to another show.
Randall Cobb? They couldn't have let Randall Cobb go.
Did they? Did the Packers let Randall Cobb go?
I thought that's what they said. I'm sorry. I'm doing...
There was some talk that he may be gone next year. He's looking for more money.
Oh, he is up for a option year, I believe, but I didn't know that they let him go.
No, I'm calling because I'm trying to get this straight. No, they did not.
Well, no.
I'm not.
We're claiming we don't know.
Yeah, no. You were listening prior to 10 o'clock.
I'm doing work around the house. I have to be honest with you. I guess it probably was. I'm not sure. Okay. All right. I'm just getting all nerved up here. That's
okay.
all.
Slow down. Take a sit down. Have a cup of coffee and put a little shot of brandy in it.
Complain. I was getting very upset.
Well, what happens if that story is true? Are you going to call back and complain?
I'm going to call someone at Lambeau and give them a piece of my mind. One of the administration, because that's absurd.
Well, you find out and call us back, Christine. Seriously, you have an assignment. Forget the clothes, forget the laundry, forget cleaning the house. This is more important right now.
Kind of have to agree on that, but
we're going to be here till probably noon.
Okay, sir.
Give or take. Seriously, call me back.
No, seriously though. I'm off track on that. I was hearing bits and pieces, right?
I don't know.
I'm not sure what station you were listening to. I just got here.
Where the heck am I calling? Am I calling WLIP?
Well, what do you want on the pizza, by the way?
You're silly. All right, guys.
Call us back.
All right. Take care.
Well, it's Randall Cobb. We don't get to our sports still.
Hell, what just happened? Can I say hell on the radio?
You know what? We put ourselves out there as serious journalists and watchdogs of the community, and now we don't even know if Randall Cobb's with the Packers or not.
Well, you know what? They cut Randall Cobb, and he's now working at a Payless shoe store.
I saw him shoveling snow out in the 17th district.
Right, and they could. That's probably somebody texting me to let me know about Randall Cobb. I make it up as I go along. If I don't have anything to talk about, I make it up. I can do that.
Maybe we should.
Yeah, we do that.
Maybe we should release the big blockbuster news that Dick Nixon's not president anymore.
Are you still talking to me? I'm trying to.
Which is a real mistake.
I'm trying to figure out whether Randall Cobb got cut. If anybody knows, call in. I don't. There was speculation because his contract was up. But
I can't find anything definite on that.
Okay.
But,
well, Christine, you started this, so you better find out. Forget your working around the house. This is we need to have a woman like Pam Oliver. You know, women in sports should be.
Where is Brian Williams when you need him?
Yeah, should we just say that Randall Cobb's got a multi-year?
Isn't Brian Williams is taking Randall Cobb's position? Is what I heard.
That's probably right. So.
That could be.
I think that's what he said.
Speaking of serious journalists, Stevie, this was in Happenings. Happenings is promoting this big dinner on March 21st, and it's emceed by Bill Lawrence, and it says, bringing it all together is AM 1050 WLIP morning wake-up call. Bill Lawrence, his witty on-air persona makes Bill the perfect host. Well, what is that? What does that mean? We're chopped liver?
Bill who?
Well, I mean, how come these guys get gigs and we don't get, what are we going to MC? The ball bearing convention down at the Civil War Museum? That's about it for us.
The ball bearing convention down at the Civil War Museum?
That's what we're slated.
Sometimes this show takes a turn. I can't even keep up.
Well, tell this gal to call us back, and then we can try to make some serious, kill some more time.
Well, I think when I arrived here about 10 to 10, I heard them talking about the Green Bay Packers, the guys before us. So maybe they know something that we don't know about.
Those characters are from Illinois. What do they know? They're talking about Woody the Woodpecker. I mean, and these are the same two guys that we came in here on on Valentine's Day, and they had the lights off and candles
and the
blowing,
candles lit,
and they were eyeing Ron up, and he says, "Oh, these guys been out in the tree stand for a little bit too long on their own." So,
all right. And should we read some sponsors?
Yeah, I will. Boathouse Pub and Eatery.
Scotty.
Yes.
This is Pete calling from an undisclosed location. How are you?
Hey.
Well, if you're not going to tell us where you are, you're certainly not going to tell us what you're doing.
No, probably not. Well, I'll tell you, I'm standing outside. It's about 60 degrees, a little bit of sunshine where I am. It's kind of nice not to have to put a hat and scarf and gloves on.
Or come to this place, right?
What the hell are you doing in Texas?
What am I doing? I'm visiting friends, actually. It's nothing real secretive about it. So.
Now, when did you leave?
I left on Thursday, and I'll be back on Monday.
Any way that we can extend your trip down there?
Yeah, if you're sending the check, man, I'll extend it. Go ahead.
Write the check.
Scott's sending out resumes this afternoon.
Are you on Central Time down there?
Yeah, Central Time. I didn't have to change the clocks, not till tonight anyway.
So don't remember, you're going to lose an hour. So if you're out partying and not relevating. What's the word? Revelating. Yes.
Or gallivanting.
That's close enough.
Well, you remember, Pete, he's got a photogenic memory.
I remember.
Yes. You're the only one. Anyway, we're...
I just called in, Scott, because I want to make sure my absence today is excused, even though.
Oh, yes.
You know, I have one of the best attendance records on the Kenosha Today program. I want to make sure.
Now, what the hell does that mean?
My absence is
What the hell does that
I'm
mean?
just saying, I don't want an ethics complaint against me, man. That's what I'm saying. I want to make sure this is all in the
Listen,
up and up.
every Saturday morning at 10 o'clock, there ought to be some ethics violations.
You know, Pete, you bring up attendance, and I was thinking that I think mine is about the same as Steve's.
No, you've been here more often, Scott.
Oh, okay.
Well, you're
we
excused,
hope, we
Pete.
hope you have a safe trip. Did you get any of that Texas barbecue?
You know what? I haven't had any barbecue yet. I might have to do that before the day is out. So
Be careful drinking the water.
Now,
too.
whereabouts in
I
Texas?
haven't had any water.
Where are you in San Antonio?
I'm in Houston, actually.
Houston. Where is that? Is that close to San Antonio? Is what, about an hour away?
You know, it's about a 3-4 hour drive, I think. Houston's on the Gulf of Mexico, or very close, about an hour away from the Gulf. So.
Okay, my wife wants to go to San Antonio. She wants to take me to San Antonio, and I guess, have you ever been there? The River Walk, I guess, is beautiful. Yeah.
I have not, but I want to see the Alamo, so I do want to go there eventually.
The Alamo is disappointing.
What's an old building?
Right in the center of the city.
Kind of looks like WLIP's building here, without people.
But with cleaner bathrooms.
Yeah.
You know, you get off the cleaning lady. She does a fine job.
Get off the cleaning lady.
Hey.
Excuse me? Come again?
So to speak.
I'm married.
Tell her to call ahead.
See if you offended them.
Well, Pete, be careful. Some of those Texas girls down there can be a little bit, if they want to take you to the rodeo, better watch out.
Yeah, the rodeo is going on, so I'm going to stay far, far away, I think.
And watch where
Hey,
you're
Pete,
walking.
I had to apologize this week for saying ass on the radio. So I've assured all of the listeners here in Kenosha, I'm not going to say ass on the radio anymore. I'd like to apologize if I've offended anybody.
Oh, crap, Steve, why did you do that?
I know, you just can't wait to get home,
Can you say the word
I
crap
can't.
on the radio?
I think we just did.
Yeah, okay. Well, this is where we play disclaimers, so we're pretty much clear.
Well, we got an hour and a half to kill.
Thanks, Pete. Call us back.
Sterling show so far. Yeah.
We'll see you smiling face next week.
All right, sounds good.
All right, Pete. Thanks.
Have a safe trip.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
I don't know what he's doing. He doesn't know what he's doing. Where was I at here? You want to read Casey Family Options? Give me this back. All right, go ahead.
Brand new sponsor, Glue Be Gone, is a new sponsor of the Kenosha Today Show. Tired of super glue ending up where it's not supposed to? Wondering how to remove it? Get Glue Be Gone. It will remove unwanted super glue from any surface. Car doors, car locks, any surface.
I think they're a repeat sponsor for us.
Glue Be Gone can eliminate all evidence of handling super glue. It is compact and cannot be detected by irritating transit cameras. Get Glue Be Gone for all your covert super glue missions. Be assured no one will suspect a thing. There will be no trace of super glue on your person or on your belongings. Why risk sticky fingers at city council committee meetings? Call Glue Be Gone today or visit them online at www.nomorestickyfingers.com.
There you go. We're following a couple stories. We had a couple. Had a very irate lady call in, Christine, claiming that Randall Cobb's been let go by the Packers. So we're still working on that story. Oh, Pete's in Houston.
Well, he's the news guy.
Well, he's on vacation.
Does that mean the news goes away?
Scott takes his place, and he doesn't know. So, but if anybody knows,
I can't find anything confirming that.
Yeah. So in other words,
I don't think that's the case.
This is a case. This is a show where irate women call in and complain about, that she's just.
All right. Okay.
making
So this
stuff
is
up.
the deal. I got to talk about this now, since you keep bringing up irate women. Now, on February 14th, obviously Valentine's Day, you bought your honey a 4-ounce fillet.
And lobster tails.
Okay. Well, I just went, believe it or not, and we'll see how it is. I've always been a local business type of guy. Everybody knows that. Support downtown businesses, support local guys. I personally, to be honest with you, don't like shopping at Walmart. I just don't care to do that. I go to Piggly Wiggly. I shop there. The Steinbrink family owns it. It's a national brand, of course, but Steinbrinks own it. That's where I shop.
Okay.
So my son is making his confirmation in May. And as one of the service projects, we today at 4 o'clock Mass at St. Mark's, he's going to be interviewed by the priest as far as whether he's prepared to make his confirmation. And then afterwards, as people are exiting the church, as one of the service projects, my son and I and about 6 other confirmants are going to pass out chocolate chip cookies. So
I wake up this morning at 7:30 and I realize I don't have any cookies. I told the class that I would buy the cookies and bring the cookies. So I rush to Walmart and I buy these boxes of cookies, chocolate chip cookies.
Let's take this.
52 cookies for $5. How in the world can you go wrong with that? 10 cents a cookie.
What does that have to do with my
Well,
Valentine's
I'm
Day?
telling you, I also perused the meat counter at Walmart.
Perused.
And I bought 2 ribeye steaks. I've never had a steak from Walmart. I'm going to have to see how it tastes. But that goes back to your 4-ounce filet. I don't even know where you could buy something like that. These are 11-ounce ribeye steaks.
Let me take this call before we take a break.
I don't really care.
Good morning. You're on Kenosha today. See, Steve?
Okay.
Yeah. Who's this?
This is Paul.
Paul, can you hold on for 1 minute?
Sure.
Hold on. We got to take this break. We're a little behind, so stay with us.
Okay.
We'll come right back to you.
Okay.
Hi, this is Uncle Scotty Barter, and welcome to the Kenosha Today Weekly Report, coming to you live from Studio A here at WLIP AM 1050 on your dial. Brought to you by the Boathouse Pub, Eatery, Casey Family Options, and a host of many other very fine local businesses. Joining us, the big dog, Mr. Warm, Stevie Casey, is back. And
not as big as I used to be.
I don't know if I want to touch that one or not.
I'm still down 27 pounds.
Captain Ronnie Muttersbach and engineering Kenosha State train wreck. Scott DeLabia joins us. And we got Paul hanging here on the line. Let's go back to him. Paulie, welcome back.
Thank you for having me back.
Well, thanks for hanging on. We had to listen to this big cookie story for the big dog here.
Well, I got to tell you, how can you buy 52 cookies for $5? That's a Walmart price. Do you shop at Walmart, Paul?
No, I try not to.
Well, I try not to either, but I couldn't help it. I had to go somewhere for cookies, and I didn't think you could buy cookies en masse anywhere else, so I ended up at Walmart. And I ended up buying 2 ribeye steaks because they didn't look that bad. I got to tell you, I don't know how some of these small businesses can compete with some of the prices of these big box stores.
It's a matter of...
and I can count on one hand how many times I've been in Walmart. This was one of them this morning, but
okay, count on one hand. Let's watch this, Paul. Let's see if you can count on one hand. Start at the beginning.
Here, I'll start with the
one.
Okay,
we started and ended
number
with
one.
one.
I got one finger up, Paul.
Will that be on TV or not?
Oh yeah.
So what's new, Paul?
I just want to settle down that lady who called earlier about Randall Cobb.
Okay.
For one thing, if she heard it on the 2 guys prior to your show, they're Illinoisians, and they traded the Bears traded Marshall.
Marshall.
Brandon Marshall, to the Jets for a 5th-round pick.
That's all they got for him?
Hey, you want to know something, though? Everybody that's freaking out about this stuff, I did a little research here, and out of the top 10 paid wide receivers in the NFL last year, if you combine all 10 of those guys, you know how many playoff games their teams won?
Well, that's true.
Absolutely none. No top 10 wide receivers team won a playoff game last year. It's an overpaid position with a bunch of divas. And you look at the New England Patriots, Julian Edelman was their top paid receiver, and he was making less than $4 million a year.
Hey, Paulie.
Seattle, yes?
I got a question. If we were to put Stevie on the trading block, where would we trade him to, and what would we get in return?
Well, he's priceless, though.
Absolutely.
Oh, come on.
Hey, well, they just
better than that.
They extended Jordy Nelson's contract. He's making $12 million a year.
No. Well, he was making $9, but this is against the salary cap because they restructure these things, these business people, and it's just like I said, none of the top 10 receivers won a playoff game.
Well, I got to tell you, you come to me and I'm a wide receiver, and they say, all right, here's, I'd like to give you $10 million a year, and you can have Aaron Rodgers throwing passes to you. Otherwise, go play for the Jets or someone else for $15 million. And what the hell? Wouldn't you rather sacrifice a little bit of pay to stay in Green Bay, the greatest NFL city?
Point.
Yeah.
You make a good point because Randall Cobb is a young man still.
Right.
He's only 23 or 24. He's got another big contract coming at him. Now, if he wants to build up his numbers even more to hit another big contract,
stay with Aaron Rodgers.
Stay with Aaron Rodgers.
You better believe
Would you go to the Oakland Raiders or the Jacksonville Jaguars? No.
Yeah.
I mean, the Packers are offering between $8 and $9 million over 4 or 5 years.
Now, Paul, you know a lot about football. Let me ask you a question. The Ray Rice buyout. They rather than go to arbitration, the NFL wrote him a check for $1.5 million. Your thoughts on that?
Hang on a sec. Somebody's calling me on this phone, and I don't know.
Listen, are we
bothering you?
Listen,
Are
are
we
we
in the middle?
keeping you up? Listen, are we keeping you up, Paul?
No, I just don't.
You know, you're on the air live.
We're sitting here with our thumb in our nose.
Yeah.
Tell him I sent him.
Let's see. It's going away now. Well, the Ray Rice thing, he's not. Peterson's a more interesting guy to look at because he still is valuable as far as he still has some years in him, even though they're both scumbags.
Well, now was Ray Rice suspended or he was kicked out of the league, right? Can he play again?
I think he's eligible now, and I think, but you see, nobody picked him up when he became eligible again, and Adrian Peterson becomes eligible again sometime in April.
Is he going to Is he going to stay with Minnesota? You think they'll take him back or no?
I think he's done there.
He was criticizing them. He's hinting he wants to go to Dallas. Who's big running back DeMarco Murray?
Well, a guy like Adrian
is also
Peterson,
a free agent.
A guy like Adrian Peterson typically would end up in Oakland with all the other thugs.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, hey, I got one more quick question. Scott's giving me the high sign. I got to keep my mouth shut, but we got 90 minutes to kill, so I'll keep talking. How much money did you raise for the St. Baldrick's thing?
I've got Thursday is when I'm getting my head shaved, and so far to date I've made $1,750.
Oh my gosh,
that's pretty good. That's very good.
Oh, congratulations,
so I'm still
Paul.
hunting for some more, yeah. And I've got a couple people said they're still going to get to me, so
well, send us some
hopefully I can
photos.
get $2,000.
You know,
send us some photos.
I don't know how
I'll
to.
put photos on.
I don't know how to share this with you. You know, the whole bald thing may not be a good look for you.
Hey, my head's fairly symmetrical.
Yeah.
You should sit here every Saturday morning and look at look at what's next to me.
You know,
here.
some people can pull off the bald and some people can't. You know, when my can I go into another thought, or we're going to be cut off again? You know, my wife, suffering from breast cancer, lost all her hair, of course, and she was absolutely stunningly beautiful, completely bald. Never wore a hat or a scarf or anything. Some people can pull it off. I'm not sure you're one of them, Paul.
But it's for the children, so I don't mind.
Yeah. Well, send us some photos.
Now, yeah,
I will.
send us some photos. Yeah. Now, are you going to have the hair on your knuckles shaved too?
Oh, Jesus.
No, that comes off when I scrape the ground, so I don't have to worry about shaving.
Now, remember, you got to move your clock forward, so you're going to lose an hour. What do you think you're going to lose by moving your clock forward?
An hour.
That's it?
That's it?
Nothing...
Now, if you're going to, with all due respect, Paul, again, back to the whole thing that you may not be able to pull off the bald thing. If you send me a picture of you bald, would you put a warning in the email? Use caution when opening this picture.
This is the third year I've done this, so it's not a new thing.
Well, I don't think I saw pictures of it before.
I'll have to email you one.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just trying to picture you.
What's that saying?
With that look?
Some objects may look larger than they appear.
I'm
thinking of something different. Sorry. I lost my train of thought there.
And Paul, I'm sorry. I'd like to apologize to you as well. I've been criticized for using the word ass on the radio, so I'm not going to say ass anymore on the radio. So
please don't, because that's not a good word to say on the radio with that word ass. You know?
Yeah, he's a...
if ass offends you, I'm sorry.
You know, he's a serious journalist here, a watchdog in the community.
Hey, Brian Williams never used the word ass on the radio.
Supposed to be a role model to all you snot-nosed little kids listening. So.
A role model?
A role model.
Can't you see him? He rolls.
Like a roll. Like a dinner roll or a crescent roll? Or what kind of roll you talking about?
All right, Paulie.
Hey, Paul,
right,
congratulations raising all that money.
Yeah, well, thank you for helping out, too.
Thanks for hanging on.
Okay, bye now.
All right, bye-bye.
So apparently the Randall Cobb rumor is just that, a rumor.
Well, so far. Unless you want to confirm it. Say, hey, we confirmed it. Randall Cobb's gone. Cobb's gone.
I just went online. I was searching around for it. I couldn't find anything.
He's gone. He's history. You heard it here. We scooped everybody. Randall Cobb is no longer Green Bay Packer.
Oh, here we go. Watch the phone.
Oh, boy.
You know, she's at home pushing the vacuum cleaner. She probably just had a stroke. Turn the vacuum cleaner off.
Why is it everybody that calls us in, especially the women? I'm just home cleaning the toilet. I'm doing laundry. I'm doing housework, and I'm half listening to you guys. What's up with
do you
that?
want me to say what most men would say, or should I say the politically correct thing?
Well, just don't get us kicked
Okay,
off the
now
air.
what most men would say, they're at home cleaning the house because that's what they should be doing. That's not what I said. That's not what I said. The politically correct thing to
Jennifer
say is
Casey.
because their husband is not around to help them.
Oh, he's out running errands, like
He's
our
out
buddy
running
Donut
errands
Dave.
and, yeah.
You know, she's got him spinning wheels every Saturday
But
morning.
the honey-do list.
Yeah. See, this is why I don't have.
Well, that's why I'm pushing for this show to go to 6 hours.
Why? So you got someplace
So I
to
got
go?
someplace to go on
And
Saturday
she's got
afternoon.
enough time to do the laundry and dusting?
Well, she's probably going to... We'll go shopping tomorrow morning. We'll make a nice meal. She loves to cook on weekends. Loves to cook, bake on weekends.
From the look at you, she likes to cook on Monday through any day that ends with Y.
From the looks of you, from the looks of you. You know, do you ever get tired of insulting your co-host?
Oh, listen to you. Let me read 2 sponsors.
Last, an entire box of Little Debbie cupcakes.
This is on your
ding dongs.
Is this on your ding dong?
This is from Donut Dave.
Is this on your bland diet?
Well, my wife took them all home and hid them somewhere. But the kids have been eating an entire box, and I was supposed to bring some out here, and I didn't.
Looks like Captain Ron's packing it in. Yep. You don't want to stay around for this stuff?
No, he's gonna go research the Randall Cobb thing.
Okay. Good morning. You're on Kenosha Today.
Hi.
Hi.
Say, whatever happened to Radio Tradio?
They're
On
gone.
On hiatus right now.
Yeah, on hiatus.
But what do you have to sell?
Yeah,
It will be coming back, huh?
we don't know.
Oh, really?
It all depends if Randall Cobb stays with the Packers.
So
or not.
you need more people to call in and request it, or?
Well, actually, what we're thinking of doing on this show is we're going to carve out a 15-minute section where you can call in and buy things or sell things or whatever you want to do. It's kind of a mini tradio.
We got to reverse that the other way around.
Okay. Oh, so we don't exactly know.
Well, what did you have to sell? Did you have something to sell today?
Oh, always, or it's interesting to hear what people are selling out there because maybe you're interested.
Well,
you know?
my buddy next to me has got a Chicago Cubs hat he's wearing. You can have that for about...
I'm not a Cubs fan.
Well, I'm wearing this because the Cubs started spring training games, and they are now mathematically eliminated from the playoffs.
They're mathematically eliminated from the playoffs.
So that's why I'm wearing my Cubs hat today. But Steve wants to sell his soul. What do you got? Any takers out there? What would the price of that be?
Well, listen, every Saturday morning when I show up here, I sell my soul.
Sold to the devil. Have we been very helpful to your question?
What was that?
Have we been helpful to answering your question?
No, not really.
Okay, well, you called the right place.
Are we keeping you awake at all, or? Thank you.
Yeah, you are.
Thank you for the call.
We'll get the pizza right out to you within the first 30 minutes.
Hey, one of our head snow shovelers, Dale, had his knee surgery a couple of weeks ago, and I'm not sure whether he's listening. I understand he's recouping pretty well.
Rehabbing.
Maybe rehabbing, whatever the case is. Big ass.
Let me read one last sponsor, and then we can get into some more real dialogue here.
Look,
Kenosha
show tonight at the Kemper Center, the Pat Crawford.
You know what? I thought
something or other.
I thought I had
tonight at
something like
the auditorium, they've got ballroom dancing tonight, I think.
But do you know how to do that?
I know my way around a dance floor, yes.
Your wife in one hand and a martini in the other? Is that...
Yeah. I love to dance.
Give us a call.
You like to dance?
Oh, sure. I have to have, I go so fast, I have that special spray that you have to put. Juliana gave it to me, this special glue spray to keeps the, because I go so fast, and it allows, it's like a Teflon thing to keep my pants from getting on fire.
I got to tell you, sometimes it's so difficult to even be here. It really is.
Painfully.
It really is. No, I love to dance. I love to dance at weddings, especially.
Well,
There's
it ain't going to be
good
mine.
Music. Yeah. Well, I missed your first 3.
I was just rounding off. I have not been married 3 times. The first 2, they didn't count. They were like mulligans. They didn't matter. So. Hey, look at this, Stevie. The Circus World Ringling Brothers is being criticized for keeping their elephants in their show. You know, up in Baraboo and around the country. This gal, Hannah West, with the Alliance for Animals and Environment, said she was amazed that...
It wasn't me.
Is that an elephant? Well, maybe she was amazed that entertainment's decision. Animals aren't meant for entertainment, but at the sound of that animal, whatever that was, we should maybe shoot him and eat him. I don't know what else to tell you. What's this animal rights people? Enough of that. Jeez. You have nice parades and you have elephants, not in Kenosha, because Kenosha is a little strict when it comes to parades. After all, they banned silly string. You know how terrible that is.
I took our dog Ruby to the vet this week, but I made the mistake of taking her on the same day that I had a doctor's appointment at Dr. Gendali. And
you don't go to the same vet?
No. But my wife said, "How did things go at the doctor?" I says, "Well, I'm either okay or I've got heartworm. One of the two. I can't remember because I went to see the vet in the morning and Gendali in the afternoon. So one of them told us that we were fine. The other one said we may have heartworm.
So was that the leash on around your collar?
Yeah, exactly. You know what? Speaking of which, we ought to get one of those bark leashes. That you can put on where if you bark or you say something you shouldn't, we can buzz you and zap you.
Oh, like a taser?
It's called a bark leash, I think.
The only thing I've around my leg, around my leg, around my other than the leg monitor, around my neck is one of those little signs that says "If found, deliver," and I got my home address. So if you find me in
I've got a chip in my shoulder.
Oh, do you?
GPS? My parents put a
GPS?
chip in. Yeah, absolutely.
Does your wife have access to that?
Yeah, absolutely.
So she uses no
In
straying.
fact, she just texted me and said I should talk again about Gerhard's and the Golden Strings, but I just talked about that.
Well, she doesn't hang on your every
Have you
word?
ever seen the Golden Strings perform?
Maybe years ago. This was with Stanley Nosel, wasn't he?
Stanley Nosel was the one that founded it, I think, over 40 years ago.
That's probably when
and it's I call it a strolling minstrel group because all the music is memorized. The guys are in tuxedos, the women in long black dresses, and they perform all over, especially at Christmas time, and they're just fabulous. They're disciplined. And Helen Breidenbach, who is the orchestra director at Tremper, runs the Golden Strings. You ought to see the list of rules when you get a kid involved with Golden Strings. No makeup, no earrings, no fingernail polish. You've got to have wear certain clothes. They've got performance clothes, and then they've got uniforms that they wear on the bus to get to the performances.
So I wouldn't fit into this group
You would not fit in, and I did not fit in as a chaperone. I chaperoned once, and I apparently was not following the rules.
Yeah, I have problems when
I have problems with rules.
Well, you and me both. It's just the fine arts too. I'm just not a fine arts kind of.
Well, I played the trumpet all through high school and through college.
You got good lips for it.
I've got chops, good chops. I used to be a good trumpet player. I still have got my
a lot of wind.
Could have been a
better tuba player.
Scott, it's so difficult to be here sometimes.
I was just giving you accolades here.
Well, I've got 3 kids who play string instruments. My son Michael plays the viola. My daughter plays the violin, and my youngest son plays the cello. And a lot of people refer to that as a bass fiddle.
Don't go there, please. I'm begging you.
Here we go.
There, don't.
But yeah, for $50, this thing at Gerhard's, it's going to be they're going to donate a significant portion of that to the Golden Strings.
All right, now follow me. For $50, I could take a gal out and buy her a couple steaks, or a steak and some Long Islands. Probably $49.50 for the Long Island, 50 cents for the steaks. I'd want to go over the $50 max, the limit. You know what I'm saying? I just want to show her a good time.
You know what?
That's probably I need
4-ounce steaks cost that much?
Yeah, I was going to say, how many are you going to buy? 10?
I said the $49 was for the Long Islands.
Yeah,
I saved $1 for the steaks.
Well, this is a good fundraiser. In fact, I think they've got an all German meal that night. It's on Thursday the 26th. It's a great thing.
Where are they having it?
At Gerhard's.
Oh, that's right.
At Gerhard's.
Okay.
Thus, the restaurant being involved. No, they're doing it at the VFW, but Gerhard's is sponsoring it. What the hell? Where do you think they would do it?
I didn't hear that part.
It's the House of Gerhard's and the Golden Strings.
I was concentrating.
Where's it going to be, Steve? And who's going to be there?
I was concentrating.
Are the Kenosha Pops going to be there? No, it's the Golden Strings because it's the Gerhard's restaurant and the Golden Strings. What part of that don't you understand?
For those that might have missed it, the Kenosha Day Show has been extended 1 hour.
Yeah.
It's now airing from
Yippee.
10 to noon every Saturday morning. And coming up at the 11 o'clock break, for those that are recording this for training purposes.
You just get another message. You know what? Yeah, you just get another message. Then stay home on the 26th.
To me, or
you don't want to go to Gerhard's? Stay home.
Is that for you?
No, it's for you. Tell Uncle Scotty to stay at home.
Oh. Well, I was thinking of coming over. What are they having for dinner?
Well, get the flyer. Where's the flyer?
It's the flyer's right here. Okay.
Yeah, it's a fabulous thing. I mean, it's a great thing. They've got house appetizers, homemade German hard rolls and mini muffins, garlic toast with liver pate, sauerkraut relish salad. They've got the German platter beef rouladen. Their smoked pork chop served with homemade spätzle, signature dessert, cash bar, and you're going to be able to have the Golden Strings perform. I'm not sure how long of a performance. In fact, if somebody is in the kitchen at the House of Gerhard's, why don't you call in and explain a little more about this? It's a great cause.
As long as you're calling in about that, why don't you see if Randall Cobb's still with the Packers? We think he is.
Yeah.
Here,
take a call. Maybe that's someone from Gerhard's.
No, it doesn't appear that. We're not taking that call.
All right. Okay.
Couple things we're talking about. Give us a call, 262-694-1050 if you have a serious question. That's not Randall Cobb's agent because we're not taking that one. Hillary Clinton has her in a little ringer, huh? Literally. What her emails? Hillary Clinton?
Yeah, but you know what? I guess she's got her own server.
Yeah, but how can she do that?
Well, I don't know how you have your own server, but that makes some of the emails secure, and it's kind of a strange thing. You know, the whole computer technology thing kind of concerns me as far as government officials and things like that are concerned. I never used email when I was on the city council. I just wouldn't even. I think that's when all of them were first. All the aldermen were given city hall access. And things like that. I never took.
Well, according to
advantage of
this, what I was reading today is we have another one. Let me just see what's.
Hello, is this on?
Yeah. Well, we're just debating whether we're going to take this call. If it doesn't, we'll take line 2. Good morning. You're on Kenosha today.
Dada Scott?
No, we're not.
Dada Scott?
No, get rid of that one. We're not taking that one. Dada Scott's gone left the building.
Who the hell was that?
Some moron trying to be cute. So we're not going to deal with that nonsense. We're serious journalists. Okay? Don't be calling us and keep that number. If that comes up, we ain't taking that. So anyway, we're talking about Hillary Clinton. And anyway, if she has her own server, now I'm not a technology whiz here, she can basically delete whatever she wants.
Well, and it goes away.
Yeah.
She owns the server.
Yes. So she's
but you have to register a domain and all that other jazz. But
she's ended up 55,000 pages. Well, here's what I want you to see, I guess.
You know, I got to tell you, there's just something about and there was a time, and there still may be, where I might even consider, voting for Hillary. But she's got to do something as far as her PR is concerned, and she's got to do something to kind of soften her image. She's certainly not Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton was such a charismatic person. Hillary just doesn't project that to me.
Yeah, I don't think she doesn't. And she looks old. She looks like 40 miles of bad
stiff.
road.
She doesn't look as reflective. And when she talks to you, I always get the impression that she's talking at you, not with you.
Both of them.
You see, so I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't think she's trying another one. I don't think she's unelected. Okay, we'll go to line 3. Good morning. You're on Kenosha today. Hello?
Hi.
Hi.
I'm looking for Steve Casey.
You're looking for who? Steve Casey?
Yes.
Okay. Who's calling?
Pardon?
Who's calling? I have to screen his calls.
Sure. This is Sabina from the House of Gerhard.
Oh, Sabina. Okay. When you said I'm looking for Steve Casey, I thought,
what do you know?
He may or may not be here.
What do you know if you're with the police department or a sheriff's department or a lawyer?
How are you, Sabina? We've been talking up your big fundraiser coming up.
I know, and that's why we're calling. We're calling just to set the record straight if there's any questions, because it seems like Uncle Scotty's got it wrong.
Scotty's in a fog for a lot of years.
In a permanent fog. I didn't want to tell you this, but I was going to flip for a ticket for his, and I don't think I will now.
Yeah, no, let him find the date and bring his own.
Oh, Jesus.
Sabina, tell us again what you're going to have for food.
Absolutely. Well, our entree for the evening is our famous German platter, and that's a beef rouladen, knockwurst with kraut, and smoked pork chop, and that's served with our homemade spätzle. And before dinner, of course, we get all of our house appetizers, things that I know you love so much, the German hard rolls, muffins, garlic toast, pate, sauerkraut, relish salad.
Sabina, I hate to cut you off, dear, but I got to go. They're telling me I have to go to this break, but we'll get back and talk about this.
If you want to call back after 11, we'll talk some more about
and if you can find me a date, go ahead.
Well, Steve, I'm on my way to Las Vegas, so maybe I'll just have to talk to you next week.
Oh,
okay, all right, thanks.
Sounds good, Sabina.
We will be back in 4 minutes, right after the news and weather. Good morning, Kenosha. This is Uncle Scotty Barter, and welcome to the all-new Kenosha Today Weekly Report, coming to you live from Studio A here at WLIP AM 1050 on your radio dial, being brought to you by the Boathouse Pub and Eatery, Casey Family Options, and a host of many other very fine local businesses. In our Kenosha Today Trolley Barn this morning, the big dog, little Stevie Casey, is here.
Are we back on?
Yeah, we're taking talk, serious journalism to an all-time high, reporting local stories, state story, panning the globe, and even taking a page from Brian Williams' playbook.
Wow.
And so we have announced today that Randall Cobb's no longer with the Packers, so we'll go from there.
And Aaron Rodgers had a car accident last night.
He did?
Yep, absolutely.
And then...
I got that news from Brian Williams.
We did? I understand that Pete flew out to Houston, and you know who his pilot was? Harrison Ford.
Harrison Ford. Yeah, isn't that neat? Isn't that cool as heck? Harrison Ford. I always liked Harrison Ford. You know, he's been known to be seen at the EAA fly-in in Oshkosh. You know.
Well, he had that 64-year-old plane, and what's he do? He lands it in a golf course.
Well, see, that's the other thing. I understand these airplane enthusiasts, but hello, you've got a 70-year-old plane. You know, here's an idea. You know, upgrade. You know, I don't get it. Anyways, hey, I just got sent a picture of our friend Paul.
Oh yeah.
After the St. Baldrick's thing last week, and what I suspected is absolutely correct. He does not pull off bald well.
So is this a formal announcement you're making, or just an opinion?
I'm just giving. It's just one man's opinion.
Yeah, there we go. Captain Ron has left the building, and Pete Surgeon is away on assignment and taking another real chance on job security. Scott DeLabio joins our little uncomfortable.
Yeah, Scott, like I said, I would keep this off your resume.
Okay.
Yeah.
Duly noted.
We talked earlier about the ethics complaints being dismissed, and, you know, there was a very fine article in the Kenosha News, and they did quotes from everybody but me. But so you had weighed in on your opinion on what you thought.
I mean, the whole thing is comical because these are the guys that asked for the ethics committee to begin with, and now they're criticizing the committee and whatnot. You know, and the fact of the matter is, you know, really, how bad is it that you actually need an ethics committee? Here's an idea. Don't put super glue in somebody's car lock, okay? Mm-hmm. Don't send anonymous packages to somebody's employer, and don't talk about executive sessions outside of the executive sessions.
There you go.
You know, it's really just a little bit of common sense. Well, now, you can disagree politically, but use your head about what's right and what's not right, and you don't need an ethics committee for heaven's sakes.
Exactly. This was written in our home office on the deck of the Boathouse Pub and Eatery, this morning's top 10 category. These are the top 10 excuses for dismissing ethics complaints.
Okay.
Okay.
Should I hold my breath?
Number 10. The trolley driver assigned to provide legal advice couldn't remember how to get to City Hall. Number 9, only fresh roadkill can be used as a political pawn. Number 8, dopey radio talk show referred to as the Teflon Schmoes. We did play that disclaimer, didn't we? Number 7, conjugal visits for aldermen weren't properly put out for bid. You got to be upset when they don't put conjugal visits.
Absolutely.
Number 6, they couldn't find a fake beard in the glove box of your white Bronco. Number 5, ethics board attorney says, remember this line, Stevie? If it doesn't fit, you just plain quit. Number 4, only 5th graders at KUSD know the difference between frivolous political fodder and telling the actual truth. Number 3, categorically denied putting superglue in Judge Judy's car door. And number 2, City Code 101 trumps Scott's .08. And the number 1 excuse for dismissing ethics complaint, snickering out loud when aldermen say they don't have to abide by city ordinances. So.
You know, I got to tell you.
Yeah.
You know, Paul is getting this St. Baldrick's fundraiser thing going on. My very first apartment, and I got to talk about this now.
Is this the love nest you talk about?
Well, yes, it was. My very first apartment was. This is really kind of funny. It's the building.
We'll
barber shop. The barber shop across the street from St. Joe's on 69th Street, and it's owned by the Stella family, and it's called the men's room. So my very first apartment was in the back of the men's room. It was a 2-room apartment, living room, kitchen, and I helped a young lady. Her name is Dawn. I helped her get her barber's license because you can be a hairstylist, but to be a barber and to use a straight edge, you actually have to have prove that you can shave somebody.
You let a woman
use a straight edge on me, and I got free haircuts for a year because she was in training. So she would come and wake me up in the morning and bring me over to the men's room. I would walk across the hall to the men's room.
Training.
And she would, and she got to be she's a barber. She's a licensed barber.
So you were
believe.
calling it training.
I called it training. That's correct.
Yeah. At the men's room.
And at the time, I was working at the Hanson Lenman Funeral Home, and my first real job as a funeral director. And of course, moved out, and that's the whole moving out of my house is a whole story that my father, when he was alive, still used to contest. But I'll get into that in a minute. But I couldn't ever be on time for work. I had to be at work at 8:00 in the morning, and of course, I still had a very active nightlife, so to speak. And so this woman, this dear friend of the family, Dawn, who I'm still in contact with, she would come over and wake me up to make sure that I got up in the morning to get to my paying job at the Hanson Lenman Funeral Home.
So the job you were doing in the evenings, that was not a paying job. That was a playing job. Right?
That was gratis.
Gratis. You know, the thing that really disturbs me when you're describing a woman with a straight razor, I don't know that I want to take that chance and run that risk of having a woman with a straight razor shave me, Stevie.
Well, and the thing is, this young woman...
You didn't hear a word I said.
I didn't hear a word you said. What did you just say?
I said that you describing a woman with a straight razor. Yeah, I don't know that I want to run that risk in my case. I mean,
well, she was it was above the neckline that she was shaving, so I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Well, either way, I mean...
well, did I tell you how I came to move out?
Your dad changed the locks?
No, my dad says to me, this was back in 86. My first apartment, like I said, I moved over to the men's room. He said, now, Steve, and I won't tell you what led up to this conversation. It was something that happened over the weekend. They came home early from a vacation. Let's just leave it at that. So on Monday afternoon, after I got home from work at the funeral home and Dad came home, he said, Steve, I know you've been contributing every month, to the household, and what do you pay, rent here? I said, well, it's $50. Mom wants $50 to help towards groceries and that.
A month?
$50 a week.
Oh, okay.
And he said, okay, well, we're going to have a little bit of a rate increase starting next week. And I said, yeah, I guess I can do that, Dad. What are you thinking is appropriate? Well, it's $50 a week. $5,000. And I said, $5,000 a month? No, a week, starting this week.
And by the way, your stuff's on the curb
and I said,
on the parkway.
What the hell are you talking about?
This is my
How
dad.
can I afford $5,000 a week? He says, well, you have some options. He says, you don't have to live here. And I said, and he handed me the classified and said, there you go.
Well, you didn't go too far. That's only a block away from your house.
Let me know by the end of the week, either have a check for $5,000 or let me know what your decision is. So I moved out. But get a load of that.
Boy,
my father.
Would you have to do crunch some numbers first before you came to that determination?
I had to crunch something. Yeah, but
sounds like you already had it.
They told me they were going to be home on a Sunday night. They came home on Saturday afternoon.
You should have told your dad instead of
we weren't
paying
done from the Friday night, if you know what I'm saying.
You should have told your dad that it wasn't your fault. Instead of charging $50 a week, you should reduce it to $25. It was his fault for coming home early.
Well, he came home early.
Good morning on Kenosha Today.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Who's this?
It's George from Kenosha.
Okay, George.
Hey, George, how are you?
Oh, I'm hanging in there.
Okay, what's up?
What is Scott Walker's next bunch of victims going to be?
His next objective, he's going to this right to wear a white three-piece suit. That's for Kenosha Alderman. It's going to be in the legislature now. They're having their first reading. It's the right to wear a white three-piece suit after Labor Day.
You know what his next objective is going to be?
What? No, I don't know.
Disable the senior citizens.
Oh. Well, I don't know about that. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen, George, with the whole Walker thing. This is what's going to happen. He's going to announce that he's going to run for president, and they're going to desecrate him. They're going to absolutely tear him apart, and he's not going to live up to the scrutiny, and he's not going to go anywhere, and he's not going to get the nomination. But it gets better. And then in 2 years, or 3 years, when is he up again? In 2018?
I guess so.
Yeah, 2018. He will not run again, and he's going to go to Fox News to be a political analyst. That's his big payoff. So he's going to not run in 2018. He's going to retire. He'll be a man close to 60 at that point, I think.
Where did you
Or
come
in
up
his
with
50s.
this?
I'm just telling you.
Wind or winging it?
Unfortunately, he's not going to be able to live up to the scrutiny that they're going to give him nationwide. I mean, he's riding a little bit of a tidal wave now.
He's in Iowa
with the
this
Act
week.
10, yeah,
Today.
absolutely. But you mark my words, when they examine him a little closer and with his responses, and he couldn't even come forward. Someone stuck a microphone in his face and said, do you believe in creationism or evolution? And he couldn't answer. He didn't want to answer.
Well, I remember seeing that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just telling you, I don't believe he's going to be able to live up to the scrutiny like a guy like you could, George.
By the way, it's all right you say that word on the radio.
No, don't encourage him.
No,
Don't encourage him.
George, I got to apologize for saying the word ass.
Yeah,
I don't want to say ass on the radio anymore.
It was not an issue, George.
Hey, it's all you got to do is look up the medicine juice running the state of Wisconsin. You got a bunch of them up there.
Well, that we'll agree with you there.
That says it all right there.
There you go, George.
All right, George. Well, have a good day. Don't forget to turn your clock forward.
Oh, no problem. I'll be up late to be doing that tonight anyway.
Okay. All right. Have a good weekend.
Take care, guys.
I'm going to cook.
I got to read a couple.
I'll read a couple of sponsors,
Well,
and it flows. It just comes.
Well, maybe after I read these two, you'll forget. I want to hear the story about your dad. I'd like to be there. Here's $5,000.
A week. A week. Now, you've got some options, son. Well, what are my options? Here's a classified. Let me know what you decide on Friday. Kick me out of my own house.
Was she worth it?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was Saturday afternoon. They took an early flight home, and we were still Friday nighting, if you know what I mean.
Surprise! Mom and Dad's
pretty
here.
much what. That's pretty much how it went. 1980.
What do you say to Mom and Dad?
Well, I didn't. I was. I didn't greet them at the front door. The young lady did.
Oh, what did she say?
Not wearing her own bathrobe. Let's just leave it at that.
Oh my God! What a tramp. We welcome the
Dave. I had the biggest crush on her for years.
Should you be talking to this being a happily married man?
I'm
with 3
happily
kids?
married, but she knows it. My wife knows this whole story. So finally, after about a year of her shaving me, I get enough guts. I get enough guts to ask her out. So I said,
"Why ask her out when
this was
having her over at the house?"
Our first, this was going to be our first date. I said, "You know what? I got Brewer tickets. Would you like to go to a Brewer game with me?" And she says, "No, I don't really like baseball." Not realizing it was she was being asked out on a date. That was her response.
Well, you're real smooth.
I was smooth back then, especially my neck and my face.
Yeah. Good morning on Kenosha Today.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Who might this be?
This is Dale from Kenosha.
Oh yeah, Dale. How you doing?
Dale, I understand you were in your garage helping your son.
No, he's watching him. I'm not going to help him.
Okay, well, your wife. I spoke to her this morning, and she said, if you find out that he's out in the garage, tell him he better take it easy.
Yeah, I plan on that. I just started my rehab yesterday, and I'm sitting here listening to you guys today on the show.
Speaking of rehab,
don't get me on the show. Don't get me wrong, but kind of reminds me of my rehab start yesterday. It was slow and painful, But,
did you say you started rehab, or you're going into rehab?
Well, physical therapy. The mental therapy doesn't start until
after this.
Listen, I can help you with that. I'm a certified
something.
I'm a certified freelance counselor.
I don't think you want to go to Little Stevie for his services quite yet, do you?
Yeah, not yet.
Hey, now, you could probably milk this in the rehab and all this. You could milk this to the end of the year. You won't have to do nothing. Let your wife do all the chores.
Well, don't tell my wife that.
Oh, I won't. I just thought she's not listening, is she?
I know the millions that are listening on the radio aren't going to go running and telling her. I know that.
Well,
listen, we've got. Now, am I going to see you at the grocery store tomorrow?
Oh, I doubt it very much.
Yeah, okay.
I can't even drive for another couple of weeks.
See, you can milk this. Let your wife do all the chores.
Well, can you fly, though?
You know what? It was so beautiful out that morning. It snowed. She woke up and says, "Oh, my God, it's snowing like crazy." I said, "Don't hurt yourself."
Hey, Dale, how many years you been married, not counting today?
40.
Not counting today.
Has it been 40 years? You haven't been married 40 years, Dale.
Yes.
Not anymore.
No way.
Not anymore.
When the hell did you get married? When you were 10?
Somewhere in there.
I was going to say, you two have been together for 40 years?
Yeah.
Well,
I want to have her call in, and we want to talk
Is
to
your
her.
wife nearsighted, or?
Still walking with the dog and the cane?
Actually, she's pretty much blind right now.
She must be, because you weren't all that good looking years ago when I worked with you at the in the warehouse.
And it's a perfect combination. She doesn't have to look at me. I'm deaf. I don't have to listen to her.
That's a match made in heaven.
40 years. How you can't
see? Don't figure out the math problem.
Yeah, I'm only a few years behind Uncle Scotty there.
Okay, well then you got married when you were 20.
21.
Okay, well that makes you 61.
Hey, now when you were younger, you didn't do these.
You're pretty good at math.
Yeah.
Well, math always was my strong suit.
Yeah. Obviously, dating pool wasn't. You didn't do anything crazy when you were dating, like little Stevie just described this morning, did you? You didn't have wild women over to your dad's house?
Maybe someday at the boathouse, I'll tell you some of those stories. I can't say that on here.
Now, how long have you lived in the house that you're in? You've lived there. You know where the men's room barber shop is, of course. That's your neighborhood.
Yeah, I remember the men's room.
Would you trust a woman to shave you with a straight razor? Shave, your cheek?
Not even my wife.
Yeah, there's too much risk involved.
I was trying to get a date. Yeah, but Dale, I was trying to get a date with this young woman, and I asked her out to go to a Brewer game, and she says, I really don't care for baseball, and that was the end of it.
Geez, surprising.
And now she's happily married, and I've been married for 20-some years.
It's surprising.
Happily married, you were going to say, right?
Oh, I'm very happily married, yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, well, why do you bait me? Why do you try to suck me into a conversation I really don't want to have? What the hell's the matter with you? Both of you, all of you.
Hey,
everybody's against me today.
Now that it's established that your wife is a good snow shoveler, how is she cutting the yard and doing the shrubs and the laundry and all that stuff?
I just taught her how to use a snowblower this year, so I mean, she picked up on it pretty quick.
It took you 39 years before you taught her that?
Yeah.
It's got a bum knee.
I told her, I said, hon, when I go down and I have to have the surgery, I said, somebody's got to take...
That's right.
Well, listen, as long as she still keeps the house clean, is she able to keep up with all her chores?
Yeah, I tell you, she's unbelievable.
If she gives you any trouble, we give her these special 2 words: community property. You won't hear another word.
No, see, there is no in the Casey house. There is no such thing as community property. What's hers is hers, and what's mine is hers.
Exactly, that's the way it works.
That's how it is at Barter Manor. What's mine's mine, and what's mine used to be hers. Something similar to that.
40 years, I would have never said that.
Hey, maybe we should have a call-in for dating advice. You married, and I could, we could help guys like Dale out.
Well, we could call it
the dating game.
Dear Scotty.
No, you don't want to bow out of this one.
I am a 21-year-old college freshman at a small Midwestern college, and I didn't know how to have fun until.
I rented from the men's room.
Yeah. It's like that's how every penthouse forum letter used to start.
Yeah.
I attend a small Midwestern
I
college.
met my first woman with a straight razor.
Yeah,
that's the last woman you meet. So.
Well, yeah, she actually gave a heck of a shave after 6 or 9 months. I did end up with stitches, I think, twice.
Yeah. Well, Dale, I wish you well.
That explains the scars.
I wish you well on this, but I'm telling you privately. Nobody else will hear this. You can milk this. You can milk this for at least 6 months minimum. You won't have to do another thing.
You could probably get another grass cutting season out of it as well.
Oh yeah, have her.
Well, I'll work on it.
And make sure that the locks.
I'll let you know how it's going.
Now, if she changes the locks, that might be. You might call us back. That might be for concern.
Or if my clothes are out at
the parkway. Yeah, that. We'll have to have little Stevie come pick you up.
Hey, Dale, another question. At what point did your father kick you out of his house?
When I was born.
That's about it. We have a lot in common, Dale.
Listen, I knew your father. I wouldn't mess around with him either.
No, I only got mad once where he hit me once, and that's back when I was in junior high. Every 3 days he had to come and get me because I was being suspended, And the one drive home that day, he looked over at me and says, I'm at this school more than you are. And my smart aleck response was, well, I said, well, you learning anything?
That'll do it.
That'll get you a backhand.
Well, your dad was quite a baseball player, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
Yep, I remember. That's right.
Yeah, I mean, I still hear stories about it.
You don't say anything smart aleckly to your wife, do you? Because she might backhand you too.
No, I don't.
Look at the time. You got to go.
Hey, we're not keeping you up, are we? Are we keeping you up, Dale?
I got to read some sponsors.
Not at
here.
all.
All right, Dale. Well, good luck on the recovery, and call us next week and let us know how that and the marriage is going.
All right, I'll do that.
All right, thanks.
Okay.
I got to read this care.
Your honey on Valentine's Day, a 3-ounce fillet. So the Morsel Steak Company is now one of our sponsors. You can make your special event really mean nothing. They will deliver to your door a prime grade A 3-ounce steak morsel that says, here's dinner, but you're not that important. Why spend $10 or $11 a pound for real steak when you can have the same for a fraction of the price? That's right, folks. For only $2.99, the Morsel Steak Company will deliver that special meal that says exactly what you feel, especially appropriate for those unwanted visits from in-laws or ex-wives or any number of Kenosha aldermen. Tell them exactly what you think of them. Serve morsel steaks at your next dinner party and never see those people again. And if you order today, they will include a 2-ounce lobster tail so small it will actually get lost dipping it in the butter. Folks, why spend more? Tell them exactly how little they mean to you. Order today. Visit them online at Morsel Steaks for cheapskates.com.
Serious journalism. Before we go to the break.
Really? A 4-ounce fillet? Oh, honey, I love you. Could you pick up a couple of fillets? Yeah, honey.
After your track record, I never got
4-ounce. It's got to be a ping pong ball. When you're done cooking a 4-ounce fillet, it's the size of a ping pong ball. How do you even eat that? You use a toothpick?
Well, you don't spend a lot of time.
No, I told you I went to Walmart to buy my cookies this morning, and I picked up 2 ribeyes. So how
big were they?
These are a 11-ounce ribeyes.
Holy mackerel, 11 ounces.
Well, but I won't eat. My wife and I will split one, and I'll cook up the other one, and maybe one of my sons will have that. But I'm a hometown. I got to tell you, I buy my meats from Piggly Wiggly Steinbrink's, or from Hometown Meats, formerly L&M Meats on 60th Street. That's where I buy my grade A. And I'm a local business type of guy. I gotta support local businesses. But I went into Walmart and bought these trays of cookies, boxes of chocolate chip cookies, because I'm going to pass them out at church tonight for my son's confirmation. He's got to be at 4:00 Mass. $5 for 52 chocolate chip cookies.
Why are you advertising for Walmart? They don't.
Well, I'm not. But I'm saying I'm not a big Walmart guy. I've been in Walmart maybe 5 times since they've been open. I'm not a big Walmart guy, but I woke up this morning and I said, "Oh crap! What can I say? Can I say crap?" I said, "What a dumbass I am!" Oh, there we go again.
We can buy into that.
I forgot to buy cookies. Now, where can I get cookies? Walmart. I'll go to Walmart. So I went to Walmart and I bought these boxes of cookies.
I thought you had.
Big.
I thought you just said earlier that you had all these cartons of Girl Scout cookies.
Well, I'm not going to give those to the people at church.
What's the matter?
Well,
people at church aren't good enough.
They're for me.
Oh. Kenosha Academy dancing.
Well, I told you if she would have said yes back in 1985 to go to the Milwaukee Brewers, who knows where it would have led?
Oh. Well, now you got the lines going here. We're going to take this. Let's take our last break, and we'll be back in 1 minute after the weather.
Kenosha Talks, WLIP. Happenings Q&A with Frank Carmichael.
Join us every weekday at 1 p.m. for Happenings Q&A.
AM 1050, WLIP. AM 1050, WLIP. Kenosha County Radar Weather. Brought to you by Slice of New York, Pizzeria, 6th Avenue, downtown Kenosha. Call 925-1150.
From today's TMJ4, I'm Storm Team Forecaster Michael Fish. Little breezy today, but not a bad day at all. Going up to 40. For tonight, partly cloudy, 23 Sunday. Pretty much the same as today, 40 degrees. Becoming mostly clear Sunday night. Monday, plenty of sun, 42. Tuesday, 45. 47 on Wednesday, so we will be doing some melting. I'm today's TMJ4 Storm Team Forecaster Michael Fish. Weather twice an hour on Kenosha's radio station AM 1050 WLIP.
You got to play that.
Spanning the globe to bring you the constant variety of sport, the thrill of victory, and the agony of defeat. The human drama of athletic competition.
Human drama and the agony of defeat, Stevie. That's the way. Just another day in the life and times.
Well, that's exactly what they what the reviews of our show say.
Yeah, the agony of defeat. We got guys on rehab, and after this show, they think this is.
Did
rehab.
Dale say he was starting rehab or going into rehab?
I think he was going into rehab.
Yeah.
Or he was.
Well,
if you just arrived on the trolley, this is the Kenosha Today Weekly Report coming to you live here on WLIP AM 1050, brought to you by the Boathouse Pub and Eatery, Casey Family Options, and a host of many other very fine local businesses.
Now let's talk about St. Patrick's Day.
Let's take a call first.
Okay.
Good morning on Kenosha Today.
Hi, it's just me again.
Okay.
Hi, Shirley.
Hi. I want to bring back to Radio 2. I hope Jim Sulovich is listening.
Okay.
Okay. Now,
we'll write your comments.
Shirley, what do you have to sell?
Oh, I got so much stuff. I've got tons of knitted goods.
Of what?
Knitted goods, blankets for little kids, and mittens, tons of mittens, slippers. I've sold a lot of them on Tradio, but I got it stockpiled up again. I'd like to sell some more.
Hey, I got a deal for you.
What?
We're going to do the school supply fundraiser again and broadcast live from my front yard. Why don't we set up a table for you, and you can sell some of those knitted goods, and you can make just a small contribution to the school supply efforts.
That's this summer, right?
That's
August.
sometime this summer, be in August.
Yeah, because not right now. It's too bad out.
Yeah,
No,
No,
we want you there tomorrow afternoon at 3.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, hey, but that's
Well, you're going to come and join us, aren't you? At the school, we're going to raise school supplies again.
Like we did last year.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, God be willing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
God's invited.
Pardon?
God is invited.
I hope so. Yeah, and I don't know about a table, but I'll be glad to come there.
Okay. Now,
right.
now, do you make corned beef for St. Patrick's Day?
I do.
Do you?
Uh-huh.
In a brisket, right?
You're right.
Yeah.
And I usually get it from Piggly Wiggly.
Yep. Piggly Wiggly, Steinbrinks. That's where we go.
Then cabbage, and carrots. Oh, yeah.
I can't have.
And a little red potatoes.
Oh, yes, you got to have the red potatoes with
I
that.
can't have cabbage. Surely it gives me gas.
Yeah, we
It's
don't
not
want
pretty.
that.
Can you
We don't
say
want
gas
that.
on the radio?
Can we say gas on there?
Can we say gas on the radio?
I guess so. All right, Shirley, we got to run.
Okay, I
right.
hope the radio comes back. I'm two for it.
You're too
Bye.
full. Okay, bye. What? Who did Tradios? Selovich?
Jim Sulovich, yeah.
okay, well-
Saturday afternoons.
Okay, wow.
What time was that on?
2 o'clock? 1 o'clock? I think 1 o'clock.
We can find something.
You know, the way you guys are talking, it's as if you don't listen to WLIP outside of our own show.
Yeah.
Why are you looking at me?
Well, you're sitting over there, been sweating
No,
right
Jim-
down to your socks for 2 hours.
Jim would usually do that during the summer months.
Oh.
And
Well, maybe we're.
hopefully he will be back.
Okay,
Maybe
well,
we
again,
can-
breaking the big news, the Packers cut Randall Cobb.
Yeah. And that's all we're going to say about
That's
that.
all we're going to say.
Hey, speaking of football, how about this guy, Nate Jackson, is a former player, wants the NFL to allow the use of marijuana. Stevie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you talking to me?
Stevie, marijuana.
Now, you
in the
understand that I have a complete inability to multitask.
Or you're just sitting there. You can't sit there and talk? No wonder that gal said no to you. She probably saw you sitting at the Brewer game and felt sorry for you. You'd be up with Euchre in the Euchre seats, right? Boy, what a way to show a gal a good time.
When did Scott? When did you move out of the house?
When I got drafted, 1970.
And did you ever come back home then?
Just for a short time. I came back. I went to Fort Campbell, Kentucky, Fort Sill, and the Army wasn't too thrilled to have me either. Kind of like the same story with your dad. So,
Yeah, well.
And then somewhere along the early 70s, I did that marriage thing.
Well, I moved into the, men's room barbershop. They have two small apartments behind there. And then when I chose, they had just. This was in I was one block outside of the 8th district when I ran for alderman, so I had to get an apartment inside the 8th district. So then I moved into the and those of you in the older neighborhood will remember this, where St. Thomas Church used to be, that Catholic church, on 63rd by the AMCCU Credit Union there. There was the big brick house on the corner. That was where Father McDonald and the pastor used to live. But then they had a white house just north of the parking lot, and that was owned by the church as well. So I actually rented from the church for I think 2 or 3 years until I got married.
You said you rented this 2-bedroom or 2-room apartment in the men's room.
Well, it had
How does one entertain a lady?
Well, this is the thing. It had a one of those beds that come out of the wall.
Oh, that's impressive.
Yeah, I'm serious.
I know you are.
Well, it was all appliances included. It was a nice little kitchen, nice little living room area. But then what you would do is when it was time to go to bed, you'd bring the bed out of the wall. It's a very small apartment.
Boy,
it had to been. I don't think the apartment was twice as big as the studio. It wasn't even that big, but it was a wonderful little place to live.
Yeah. I mean,
You know?
I can't imagine trying to entertain a woman in a place like that. Here, baby, we're going to take a nap. Here. As soon as I can get this thing on spring-loaded down from the wall.
Well, I won't tell you about it bouncing up and down.
Yeah, was that you or the Uh-oh.
Here we go. Someone correcting my story again.
I got to read the big thank you to
the bagpipers, the pipe and drum group. I used to help out in that fundraiser, and we would start the day with, at my home on 22nd Avenue, and we'd do shots of Irish whiskey, and then we would parade down the street to the Sunnyside Club for the first appearance. And, of course, at the time, I was still an alderman, and there were a couple of my cohorts who apparently were out to get me, so they called the police department and said he's having an illegal parade on 22nd Avenue.
Which you were.
Which I was.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, which I absolutely was. And the police chief called me that Saturday morning and said, Casey, are you gonna have a parade again this year? Because you don't have a permit. I said, no, Chief, I don't have a permit. Well, just so you know, if you have a parade, I'm going to have the officers ticket you.
Okay.
And, of course, they ticketed me, and I paid the fine of $136 the next day. And, but that whole thing, my grandpa Casey, Thomas Casey, was a cab driver in Milwaukee. And every St. Patrick's Day at midnight, regardless of where he was, because he worked, the night shift, driving a cab in Milwaukee, he would get out of his cab at about 5 minutes to midnight after St. Patrick's Day, and he would turn and face Ireland, and he'd take his cap off, and he'd sing When Irish Eyes Are Smiling. And he would do that every single year, and that's kind of what started this whole parade thing.
And then you had this reign of terror in the community.
Yes, illegal parade down 22nd Avenue.
You must have done it
with only 300 of my closest friends.
Yeah. You had done it for how many years?
Oh, we had done it for 5 or 6 years.
5 or 6 years?
Yeah. And it was growing bigger and bigger and bigger. And what's really funny is the at one point, a couple of the years, the police department actually escorted us down the street. But, of course, my favorite alderman, and there was speculation that it was from then Alderman Ray Meisner who filed the complaint. I could never prove that, so that's just speculation. But he's the guy that didn't write the check.
Oh, did you fail to mention that?
Yeah, I failed to mention it, yeah. So, but there was speculation that it was turned in by him and a couple other guys. So the police chief had to do his job and things like that. But it was all in the spirit of good, clean fun.
Well,
so.
I'm glad your reign of terror is over in this community and people can sleep a whole lot, nicer now and don't have to worry about.
Who the hell,
locking your doors.
What's wrong with having a little simple fun, for heaven's sakes?
Nothing, but you got to play by the rules. If I'd have been there, I'd have filed a complaint against you too. I know what the forms are. I know how it's done. No extra charge.
Well, if they would have had an ethics committee, do you think that would have been an ethics violation?
Absolutely.
Somebody could have turned me into the ethics committee.
I would have in a heartbeat.
I would have stood before the ethics committee, although I wouldn't have attended their meeting.
I don't have to.
Not only is he guilty, boo-boo.
Telling everybody, don't forget, you have to turn your clock forward.
But I did have, when I had the parades, I had the badges.
Oh, well, see, that counts for something.
Yeah, I was a formally federally elected
alderman
official, which is what Ray Meisner told the police officer who pulled him over.
See,
I'm a federally elected alderman.
Well, he didn't get cited for that. See,
he didn't get cited.
Here's your downfall. You don't have the right excuse. Yeah, but here's your downfall. You didn't have the right excuses. You didn't have lame ass excuse.
Lame. You can't say ass. You can't say ass on the radio.
I thought you could.
I know nothing. Nothing.
See, you didn't have the right excuses.
Well, this is the same guy. This is the same guy who went, into the taverns carding people
at 2 a.m.
At 2 a.m.
Yeah, are we gonna have this illegal parade this year?
You know what? I was thinking about throwing together something kind of quick.
We could maybe not block off the street, but we could walk on the sidewalk.
I'm not walking down no stinking sidewalk. If I'm having a parade, it's down the middle of 22nd Avenue.
Should we prepay the fine before we even?
Well, we took up a collection. We raised, I didn't even have to pay the fine. There were so many people there that were willing to pay the fine. It was, and we did it all legitimate. I mean, it was all, the alcohol that was served was kept on my private property. It wasn't.
Naturally.
Nobody had open intoxicants in the street. And
I think we should go for it. Not this Saturday, but the next Saturday, right? The Saturday before.
We could leave here and we could go to my house and have a parade.
I think we ought to. Should I clear my calendar?
Yeah.
We'll get the check ready and just fill it in.
Well, it is St. Patrick's Day.
Well, first guys, let's prepay a ticket. Even though we don't have to, aldermen don't have to abide by the rules. But what the hell, we should.
We should abide by the rules.
Well, because we are watchdogs in the community.
We are the watchdogs. I like to consider myself a serious journalist.
Well, you might. But here, read this last thing about Gerhard's, and we get our sponsors all done.
All right, we've got participating in a fundraiser for the Tremper Golden Strings. Again, it's on Thursday, March 26th. My wife and I actually will be empty nesters because my son won't be around, and my oldest son will not be around, and the two kids will be in Europe.
Hey, a couple months ago when you and your wife went down to Florida fishing without the kids, that was the time. No, there was a time that Michael stayed here.
Michael stayed here,
and that was the time he had his party, and he was asking me when's Dad coming home, and I told him, well, I gave him the legitimate answer. Wouldn't that be ironic? Coming 360, you come home, Michael's. Of course, I would have been there too.
Well, I got a couple of Michael stories, but I don't want to embarrass him, so I won't go into that. So,
on phone. Good morning on Kenosha today.
Hello.
Good morning.
Scott Barter, Steve Casey. How are you people?
Oh, you got it in the right order.
Yeah, usually the loser comes first and the winner's in second place.
So what can we do for you?
Who's calling?
Speaking of losers.
Carl's calling.
Yeah. Oh.
Hey, Carl, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing good. How about yourself, Steve?
I'm doing okay. I'm keeping that weight off.
That a boy.
Now, you lost, what, 100 pounds?
93, I think.
No
6,
kidding.
93,
no
something like that.
Yeah, I'm down to about 284 right now.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hey, you're talking about this parade. You go to most of these restaurants and they got burgers and stuff, and then they got like these little sliders. I figured if you're going to have this parade, Scott could go down to Walmart and buy like a quarter-pound cheeseburger and just give out little sliders. It's kind of like going to his house for a night.
Without having to stay with me.
His idea of a half-pound hamburger are the White Castle sliders.
This is
one slider for each.
I went there once. How can you consider that a hamburger?
You can't. That's a morsel. But that's, of course, what Scott serves on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you see, if I put a gal in the lap of luxury like you guys are describing, then the bar's set too high, and I don't want to get that up there.
Carl, we're looking for a judge. I'm going to put together a fundraiser to identify the best cheeseburger in Kenosha, and we're going to put together a panel of judges, and they need to be men. They need to be judges of girth.
Well, I'm still qualified for some of that.
You're still girthy?
A little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking, Kenosha's got a lot of great pizza and everything else, but they got a lot of great cheeseburger places.
Yes, they do.
And you know what? I just heard about a brand new cheeseburger place that opened up. My buddy Paul Campagna bought this place on 30th and 60th Street. Used to be the old right on the corner there.
Yeah.
Now
the
it's
garage you were talking about.
It's called Garages. Yep. And I understand that cheeseburgers are just to die for. So hopefully, if we throw together something, he'll participate in it as well.
So are we going to allow people to make their own cheeseburger and then set up a table?
No, we're going to have an entrance fee. We'll donate that to the show or to the charity, and then you and I will pick a different venue to go, and we'll record us in the venue, and you can play this on the cable TV show.
So this is going to be an all-afternoon deal?
It'll be one cheeseburger a week. It'll be an ongoing thing. And then whenever we announce the winner, we'll have that restaurateur or bar owner into the studio to talk about that'll be the prize, to talk about his business for an hour.
Sounds like a Pat Giuliani type of scam that he used to run over in his auto deal.
Now, Carl, would you be willing to be a judge?
Sure. And I could be the designated driver because I don't drink no more. So
okay, you're hired.
Now you're implying there's going to be some alcohol involved with this.
Well, it could be the same day as St. Patrick's Day. St. Patrick's Day is what, 364 days a year?
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding.
and we can get Scott to pay for everything.
Yeah.
Carl, what color's the sky in your world? Get Scott to pay for it.
Roadkill green.
Yeah, there you go. All right, well.
Hey, what did you hear about Randall Cobb?
No.
He's not with the Packers anymore.
Where's he at?
We don't know.
As long as you don't go to Chicago, we're okay.
Actually, we're making this up. There is no speculation about Randall Cobb. We are serious journalists,
yeah.
and we like to make it up as we go along, just like Brian Williams.
We had a call from a lady right the first couple minutes of the show, Christine, and she was all upset. Not with us, because we didn't do anything, but that Randall Cobb was leaving the Packers, and she actually had to stop her cleaning of the house and laundry and everything else to call us. And so she's on assignment. We're waiting for her to call back, hopefully in the next couple minutes.
Okay, now, do we want to, not that I'm not listening to you, Scott, but do we want to make it cheeseburgers or bacon cheeseburgers?
See, I've only had a cheeseburger with bacon on it once. I'm just a kind of a good old hamburger kind of guy.
Yeah, but Carl, I'm going to tell you something right now. You're going to come over to the house, and in fact, if you come by the house the day we do that fundraiser for the school supplies again, I'm going to make heaven on a bun. That's the sandwich I created at the Sunnyside Club, and it's a double bacon cheeseburger, and I'll tell you what, you'll never